So we talked about content bait, right? So I talked about, here's a leadership webinar series. Here's an ebook. Here's a case study, blog post. You can do industry reports. Hey, here's the state of customer success. Here's a boot camp. Here's an event, right? These are all different types of content bait that can be used in a variety of ways and are especially effective in B2B marketing in generating top of funnel leads. Now you got to remember, we're pushing, right? We're not, these aren't people looking for us. And so we still have to take them down the journey, but they produce a lot of great top of funnel leads. The nice thing about developing some of these contents, so if you do a webinar, for example, and we were just talking about this in our kickoff meeting, right? A webinar is great because you can use it in multiple ways. So you can say, hey, I'm going to do a webinar in a month from now. Guess what? I can start promoting that webinar right now. And I have a month to prepare for that webinar. Once I do the webinar, I now have an on-demand webinar. It's a nice recording that I can use later down the road in other places. I could take that webinar, I can take video snippets and push them out on social media. I could create a blog post out if I want to. I could pull out quotes. I can use it in nurture emails. I can leverage it in an ebook. It helps me write content for it. So you get a lot of value from a webinar, especially in the B2B space. Blog posts are another place where you can get a lot of value. So if there's two ways you can think of blog posts. One is the way we talked about earlier, which is like an SEO strategy. Hey, I'm really writing this blog post because I want to rank on this keyword. The other one is, hey, I want to use this blog post to nurture my audience and my database. And you can combine the two as well. But if one blog post, guess what? You can use it to nurture your data. It can be a part of your newsletter content. You can use it to promote upcoming webinars or promote other assets. You can give tips and tricks. You can do a lot with this, can serve as an SEO piece, right? So there's a lot of value in those two pieces of content. Do a webinar, write a blog post. Those two things move your marketing motion forward. And then again, you can repurpose these, right? I can do an on-demand bootcamp, toolkit, an ebook collection. As I have more and more content, the options become bigger for me. The offer can become more compelling because I have now a lot of value. Instead of saying, hey, download this one ebook, guess what? I can give you a whole collection of ebooks. And they're like, oh, that's valuable, right? Okay, the other thing is you want to align your content with the journey and wherever they're at on that journey, right? So as you go through the journey, there are top of funnel activities and content that perform better in the unawareness stage. As you get further down, they become more aware, the type of content used can change. So if you're at the bottom of the funnel, right? Case studies and testimonials and reviews and trials and competitor battle cards and referral programs, all this stuff becomes more relevant at the bottom of the funnel. In the middle of the funnel, you might be looking at your paid search copy, your landing pages, you might be looking at your webinars and events or white papers or whatever they are, right? So align your content with wherever the journey is at and create content to support that journey. Okay, we're gonna do an exercise here. We're talking about lead gen bait for a minute. Once you do an inventory, it's gonna take 3 minutes on this exercise. But what assets do you currently have? What needs to be created? Is there someone on your team who could give a webinar? If so, who is that? Are there any kind of special offers or topics that would be interesting to your buyers? Are there any promotions you could give? What's the lead bait that you can use in your outbound marketing efforts to bring people into you so they can take the next step? So let's go.